Take a look at this video. See anything that seems dangerous to you? For most people, the answer would probably be no. It's just a bunch of people having fun, celebrating a tradition. But to a trained eye, there is in fact a fire and explosion risk present here. It's the dust. Now, while I wasn't able to find any records of fires or explosions resulting from Holi, the Hindu festival seen here, in which people throw clouds of dust, usually cornstarch dyed with bright colors, into the air and onto their faces and bodies, there was a catastrophic incident that occurred in Taiwan in 2015 at a party inspired by Holi. So what's going on here? How can dust or powder catch fire or explode? And most importantly, how can we stop that from happening? Welcome to Learn Something New by NFPA Journal. Each year, hundreds of combustible dust fires and explosions occur around the world. In the US alone, there were over 200 reported in 2019. Just a couple of weeks ago, 3 people died and several more were injured when potato starch powder exploded at a factory in Singapore. In the 2015 Taiwan incident, 15 people were killed and nearly 500 were injured. Combustible dusts run the gamut of materials. They include seemingly innocuous kitchen staples like flour, as well as byproducts of industrial processes like woodworking and metal manufacturing. So how do incidents occur? Well, 4 elements are needed to produce a dust flash fire, and only 1 more is needed to produce a dust explosion. Here's NFPA chemical engineer Alexander Ng with more insight.
So the dust explosion Pentagon is an expansion of the fire triangle as it relates to dust. So the fire triangle starts with fuel, oxygen, and an ignition source. So if you have these 3 elements at the same time, you'll get a fire. So, for example, if I have a pile of material such as potato starch and it's exposed to a sufficient ignition source, I can get a fire along the top of that pile of potato starch because that's where the surface area of the potato starch interacts with oxygen and can react. Now, if I take that same pile and disperse it in air, throw it up in the air, I get dispersion and I can get a flash fire off of that. And now if I take that pile, disperse it in a closed room, I get confinement, which allows pressure to build as the gases rapidly expand during the reaction. When you get an explosion, which is kind of a bursting of that confinement. So if you have a room, the room is the confining parameter. The pressure increases much greater than the room can handle, and the room bursts apart. And that's how you can kind of get a dust explosion.
So in other words, if you've got dust, oxygen in the air, and an ignition source, you can have a fire. If that dust becomes suspended in the air, you can have a flash fire. And if you add a confined or closed space to the mix, you can have an explosion. Fortunately, there are resources out there to prevent these kinds of incidents from happening. NFPA, for instance, has 4 standards related to combustible dust hazards. In general, they teach a concept known as the 3 C's. Contain, you want to contain your dust within process equipment. Capture, if you can't contain it, you want to capture it at the point of release. And clean, if you can't contain or capture it, clean it up as soon as possible. Read more from my interview with Alex in the link included in the description of this video. Thanks for watching. Did you know it's NFPA's 125th anniversary this year? And you can help us celebrate over a century of safety by heading to nfpa.org/conference, where you can get more information on an upcoming series of virtual conferences related to pressing topics in the world of fire and life safety. As always, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this.